Paintwork is pretty much done, but today is a very exciting day because today we're doing more Bondo work. I'm just kidding. We're actually going to rebuild the rack and pinion today, and then if I have time, we will start to do an EGR delete on the motor.
You're listening to a young
So I got a bunch of new stuff here. When I was pulling the motor, I damaged the lines right here on the rack and pinion. I have to put new lines on this. I bought these new outer tie rods, new inner tie rods. Both of them are a little bit more beefed up so that they're less likely to break under high stress. And then new bushings from Energy Suspension for where the subframe holds the rack and pinion. If I can start with the rebuild kit, which is right here, and then I can rebuild the rack and pinion. I don't think I'm gonna paint this because I don't know what it is, but I kind of like the worn look on this part. In my opinion, it's not really worth me doing too much to it, so I'm just gonna rebuild it, put the outer tie rod and the inner tie rod in there, and then throw it back in the car. Back everyone. I took the rack and pinion to Michelle's shop on Saturday and I started to take it apart. I got almost all the seals done except for one seal that was deep inside the shaft. So I just dropped that off at a guy not too far from here. He's gonna get that seal out for me. I have to wait on him to do that. So back at the Nissan, and I'm gonna start with painting the brake booster, and then if I can, I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the brake lines and try to get the brakes completely hooked up. From there, I'll move into the clutch master because those are pretty independent systems of the motor. When I get the rack and pinion back, I can put that back together, and then I can start to worry about degreasing the motor and putting that back in the car to try and transfer this to the new location.
Okay, and Delta. Your friends. Is this good enough?
Is this good enough?
What, you're like short with your
Yeah, like short and cold.
impatience?
No, just short and cold. Alright, so I got a little sidetracked yesterday. I had to go pick up the rack, but the rack is now back. The seal is out of it. I can go ahead and continue with reassembly with all the new seals. I may have to go to Michelle's shop today to finish rebuilding this thing because he has a couple specialty tools that I need. And then I got the brake booster painted. I'm going to continue sanding down the front bumper prime that back, and then I'll move on to getting that thing rebuilt. I stepped out yesterday. I went over to Michelle's shop and got the rack and pinion completely reassembled. It's got all new seals in it. I tested and it's got suction, which means that the seals are doing their job. I bought new lines for the rack and pinion, so I'm going to install those lines, and then I'm going to put this rack and pinion back in the car. I'm going to at least get it installed so that I'll have power steering in the vehicle, and then later on, maybe when I drop the motor in after turboing it, I can take this out and paint it if I choose to. It's just like, I don't see the point. I see more damage than good to come from it.
Yep.
No more gimmicks, man. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. The rack and pinion is now installed, the steering wheel works. I still have to do the inner and outer tie rods. I have aftermarket tie rods for it. Pick that up in the next video with a couple other details that I'll let you know. I still have to finish clear coating the parts that you saw me painting. But that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next week.